$1 million. It used to be the number, the golden target. If you could crack $1 million in your super, you were set for life. But I've pulled the actual 2026 numbers, the real cost of living, the fees, the tax changes hitting this July, and the truth is, $1 million is not what it used to be. Let me show you exactly what it buys you, and what it doesn't. Now, before we get into the math, I need to tell you about something most people miss entirely. There's a point, a specific super balance, where the government actually punishes you for having too much money. You lose your age pension, you lose your concession card, and the new Division 296 tax means your earnings get hit harder. I'll show you that exact number later in this video, and when you see it, you'll understand why some people with $1 million are actually worse off than people with $600,000. But first, let's break down what $1 million actually gives you, dollar for dollar, in 2026. Right, here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to run 3 scenarios for a single homeowner retiring at 67 in 2026 with exactly $1 million in super. Scenario 1, the conservative drawdown. You take the minimum, play it safe, and try to make it last until 92. Scenario 2, the comfortable lifestyle. You follow the ASFA comfortable retirement standard, spending about $52,000 a year as a single, and we see when the money runs out. Scenario 3, the strategic play, where you structure your drawdown to actually maximise what you keep. This is the one most people don't know about, and it's where things get interesting. I call it the pension pivot, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it changes everything. Alright, scenario 1. You've got $1 million in an account-based pension. At 67, the minimum drawdown rate is 5%. That's $50,000 a year, or about $4,166 a month. Completely tax-free because you're over 60 and in the retirement phase. Now, $50,000 a year in 2026 sounds decent, but let's be honest about what it actually covers. The average single retiree's expenses, and I'm talking basics here, groceries, utilities, insurance, car, council rates, that's running about $33,000 a year in 2026. That leaves you roughly $17,000 for everything else. Holidays, eating out, fixing the roof, helping the grandkids. It's livable, but it's not luxurious. And here's the problem nobody talks about: inflation. At just 3.5% per year, your $50,000 has the purchasing power of about $35,000 within 10 years. Your money is shrinking while your medical bills are growing. Under this scenario, assuming a 5% net return after fees, your million lasts until roughly age 87. If you live to 92, and 1 in 4 Australians will, you've got 5 years of nothing. Now, scenario 2, you actually want to live, not just survive. ASFA says a comfortable retirement for a single person in 2026 costs about $52,000 a year. That includes a decent car, regular holidays within Australia, the occasional overseas trip, good health insurance, and eating out once a week. At $52,000 a year, with the same 5% net return, your $1 million lasts until approximately age 84. That's 17 years of comfortable living. And then what? And this is where it gets ugly, because at 84, you've drawn your super down to almost nothing. You now qualify for the full age pension, but you've just spent 17 years without any concession card benefits. No cheaper prescriptions, no bulk billed services, no energy supplements. Here's a number that'll sting. Over those 17 years, you likely missed out on somewhere between $30,000 and $50,000 in concession card benefits alone. Not because you weren't entitled, but because your balance was too high to qualify. That's the trap. The system rewards you for having less. Right, now here's where it gets good. This is what I call the pension pivot, and it's the scenario that changes the math completely. Instead of just drawing down your $1 million and watching it slowly disappear, you structure it. Step 1. At 67, you split your super. You keep a portion in your account-based pension, enough to live on, and you move a strategic amount into a different structure. Step 2. You deliberately draw your assessable assets down toward the Centrelink lower threshold for the part pension. For a single homeowner in 2026, the full age pension cuts out entirely at about $674,000 in assessable assets. But if you can get your assessable assets below roughly $314,000, you qualify for the full pension, currently about $28,500 a year, plus the pensioner concession card. Step 3. You supplement the pension with your remaining super drawdown, tax-free, and your total retirement income is now higher than if you just spent the million in a straight line. The maths works out to roughly $55,000 to $60,000 per year, more than the comfortable standard, with a concession card, and your money lasts until your mid-90s. Now, I want to be very clear. This is not personal financial advice. The structures involved here, things like gifting rules, prepaying funeral bonds, renovating your home which is exempt from the assets test, these all have specific rules and limits. You need to talk to a licensed financial advisor who understands Centrelink. But the principle is what matters. A straight drawdown of $1 million is the worst way to use it. And here's why this matters right now. From the 1st of July 2026, that's less than 2 months away, two things change. First, Division 296 tax kicks in. If your total super balance is above $3 million, your investment earnings on the amount above $3 million will be taxed at 30%, not 15%. Now, if you've got $1 million, this doesn't hit you directly, but it signals where the government is heading. The threshold is $3 million today. 5 years from now, nobody knows. Second, payday super begins. Your employer now pays your super with every pay cycle, not quarterly. If you're still working part-time in your 60s, this means your super balance is growing marginally faster, which is good, but it also means your Centrelink assessable balance is updating in near real time. Less room to play timing games. The system is getting tighter. The window to structure your retirement properly is getting smaller. So, is $1 million enough to retire in Australia in 2026? Here's my honest answer. If you own your home, retire at 67 and structure your drawdown strategically, yes, $1 million combined with the age pension can give you a comfortable 25-year retirement. But if you just let it sit in one account and draw it down in a straight line, you'll run out somewhere between 84 and 87, and you'll miss out on tens of thousands in pension benefits along the way. The million is not the number. The structure is the number. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, that's great, but I don't have $1 million, go watch this video right here. I ran the same math for $500,000 in super. And honestly, the results surprised me. $500,000 with the right strategy gets you closer to a comfortable retirement than most people think. It's the most watched video on this channel for a reason. And if you're just starting out, if you're 45 or 50 and you feel like it's too late, I've got one for you too. Links on screen. Hit subscribe if you want the straight numbers, no nonsense. I'll see you in the next one.